look, we know that Greg Gianforte assaulted Ben Jacobs a couple weeks ago. It was a pretty shocking story. We heard the tape. Ben Jacobs' glasses were broke. Yesterday, or Saturday rather, Michael Tracey, who I know who he is, but I'm not an avid follower of his work, tweeted out that something effective. He kind of put a caveat that he said Maxine Waters shoved him, and it wasn't such a big deal, but she did escalate and she shoved him. And I saw that and I thought to myself, wow. I mean, this is getting out of control. And then I saw the video, and if you go through life and you consider this a shove, I think that I have shoved thousands of people, and I've been shoved thousands of times by doing things like getting off a subway or excusing somebody that's walking by me. Or maybe actually like moving a microphone out of my face that I don't want to have in my face. So we're going to play this video, and there has been a lot of Twitter requests for this. There, I think, will be a response by right-wing Mandela.
When you say Russia's not our friend, was Obama mistaken to forge military cooperation with Russia in Syria and to try to get a START treaty?
Look, you and I have a different agenda, young man. I'm out to impeach this president. Get that straight. I'm out to impeach the president. I'm not going to be diverted by people who are Obama haters.
Do you think?
Woo, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
He didn't look terribly upset about being shoved. I just have to say, before we pivot, that's a stupid question. We were talking about this before the show. I would assume that Maxine Waters supports arms reduction. And the beginning of the START treaty started during this thing called the Cold War, where the United States and Russia really were actually in a global geopolitical competition that was pretty equal. It's not really equal today. And what they did was, because they were adversaries, but they still wanted to negotiate with each other and make the world slightly safer, they did things like reduce the START treaty. So I think Maxine Waters she's more on the Russia story than I am. Although I do think
she's using it politically.
She's using it politically to do something that I support, which is damage and undermine a dangerous bigot neo-fascist who poses a much more significant threat to your well-being and the well-being of the world than supposedly what's going to happen in some type of World War III scenario with Russia. Now, that said, Maxine Waters is a water carrier for the liberals, the homos, and she has done more to hurt the black family than anyone since Martin Luther King Jr. But that said, I mean, Jesus Christ, is there a pussy requirement to be a TYT reporter? My Lord. The way he tweeted about it, you would have thought that she stole his Krispy Kreme. And then the video comes out and it's nothing. This is the most ridiculous. F you, Kelly. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life. Sad. Pathetic. Now, look at Greg Gianforte. He went into fucking beast mode on that little Jew kid the other week. He was like, I just had my bat mitzvah, and I don't want the poor people to lose their health care. Can I ask you a question, Mr. Jer? And Gianforte goes, I'm fucking sick of it. Breaks the fucking Jew kid's glasses like a fucking beast. And that's the strategy for 2018. Maxine Waters moves a microphone out of her way, barely doing anything. I wish she had that much energy when it came to protecting this country when she was out destroying the black family in South Central. And all of a sudden, this guy's on Twitter acting like he was locked up in a Turkish prison. Hashtag puss. Hashtag wad. Hashtag sad. Hashtag he's right about Russia. I mean, I'm sorry, man. It's like, to know that came out of the Jacobs scenario. Like, when this is in people's mind, that a politician literally assaulted a reporter. And even if you write, like, hey, it wasn't such a big deal, but I got shoved by a congresswoman, it triggered a thought in me. I thought, fuck. That's actually a line where I'll be like the institutional liberal for that, not the dirtbag left, like I usually am. I don't think politicians should be shoving reporters, okay? Now, I will add the caveat that if a politician punched a Breitbart reporter, I'd probably support them. But that said, as a general proposition, if somebody said to me, hey, Maxine Waters, shoved Michael Tracey, I would be like, that's not cool. And was she really able to shove him? Because she seems like an incredibly petite little old lady. She also called him young man, which I thought was very nice before.
Not exactly Gianforte versus Ben Jacobs in the physicality department.
Yeah, a little different. Gianforte was like, maybe I don't want to answer your question, Talmud boy. He went fucking beast mode.
And there's a sort of premise of Tracy's questions where, he thinks that Democrats are focused too much on this Russia issue,
right,
and should be focused on elsewhere. And I am sympathetic to that response. I also think Michael Tracey should maybe, how about go stick a microphone in one of the Koch brothers' face?
Yeah, maybe stick a mic Democrats should be focusing more on the plutocrats that are destroying this country. How about harass them?
But he'd rather get that sweet spot of let's pick up some of these people who hate Hillary for good reasons and bad reasons, and there's a lot of hay there.
There's a lot of hay there. I also, I saw a video we didn't pull, and I don't agree. Obviously, I'm friends with Max Blumenthal. We have disagreements, but I saw Max Blumenthal did a video with Jamie Raskin, who I like as a congressman. But Raskin was saying that the Russians hacked Macron. Now that story, as far as I understand, has been completely pulled back. That is not the intelligence assessments. It's wrong. He shouldn't be saying that. And Max pointed that out. Legit. Do you think that there shouldn't be a START treaty anymore because of Russian money laundering? I mean, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. She's trying to undermine an incredibly dangerous scumbag president who, incidentally, when I look back on it, because I did a little bit more research into Michael Tracey also said that people were exaggerating the dangerous environments and the press was whining about Trump crowds, and also that Trump was a comedic genius. Now, I do think Trump is a comedic genius, a unintentional one.
Well, that means doesn't make him a genius.
And it's not.
I mean,
And it's not funny anymore.
He's comedy gold.
Not funny.
He's a comic savant.
He's a comic savant, and it's not funny to have a neo-fascist Chauncey Gardner there. So don't go out and try to make a cheap shot on somebody. If you got her in a question, great. Don't make some bullshit up. It's embarrassing.
Hey, Sam Seder here. Folks, you probably heard about the whole YouTube advertiser apocalypse. Well, we're suffering from it too. We need your help. If you want to keep this show alive, you want us to be able to still put out clips on a regular basis, head over to our Patreon page. Here's the link right here or down below there. And just give us a couple bucks a month and support this program. Really appreciate it.